So I've forgotten how amazing the extract was. I originally started to use this extract to help people in my work, and over the years of helping all sorts of musculoskeletal problems, I thought this complex, this collective union or synergy would, and it does indeed, create incredible results. But I'd forgotten how good it was. And it was when I listened to the old information of there's an ex-parliamentary in Canada, and he'd exhausted all conventional medicine. It was all reversed using this technology, this procedure that was developed by Dr. Davidson early in the 1900s. And it was later, after his work was successful, they didn't want to take it on. It was later made into a vaccine, of all things. Now, because I saw its value in helping musculoskeletal conditions, I'm primarily working with sports injuries and bad backs. You could say it's a type of healing, so I help people with stress-related problems. My business is called Stress Solutions. I knew how it would help lower cortisol, which is a stress hormone. So it helps people feel calmer and better overall, their general health, and gives them energy for repair and rebuild. But what I started to notice was that when people returned after taking this substance, they would look far better. Well, of course they would, because it's rebuilding from the inside and strengthening the immunity, which is what Dr. Davidson did in the early 1900s when he formulated the product, saw its value, and treated his cancer patients with. I wanted the substance to work better, so I combined it and I added 2 other ingredients. Now, I knew from my own research of working in clinical practice for over 30 years, working with thousands of people from all over the world, and also top athletes of all levels of sport, that we needed a good antioxidant to combine with this substance, because any good coming into the body that produces energy has what you might say, a negative effect. You might wonder how. Well, even running causes oxidation, so you need a good antioxidant. We also need a good channel to emit or pass on the messages, so I used hyaluronic acid, which was one of the complex amino acids, combining it with astaxanthin, which is the world's most powerful antioxidant, and this extract, which was used by Dr. Davidson to treat cancer. Formulated this system that I was calling back then the Skin Enhancement Challenge. I was using it for musculoskeletal problems, but they were coming back with amazing skin. So the challenge is this: you take this product, and within 3 to 4 weeks, I pretty much guarantee that people will be saying, "Do you look so well?" And it will be because your body is being regenerated with this substance, this extract. So there's 2 actually extracts in there. One's an extract from algae, which is the astaxanthin, and the other extract is coming from egg. Now it's not just normal egg, it's chicken egg, but it's fertilized chicken egg. It's in the early stages of growth, so it's pre-chicken. I always say it's a bit like the sparks of life. And like I say, this is the substance. And you'll hear, I'm going to put on the end of this video, this introduction, the interview that I'd set up, and they're talking about this research that was done and then made into a vaccine to treat cancers. Yeah, so you'll hear more about how this extract works in that interview. But the gist of it is, if you want to feel better, have lower cortisol, have strengthened immunity, look better, your cortisol will lower the stress hormone and your skin will improve, and people will notice, and then you will have passed the Skin Enhancement Challenge. So you can find out more about this on my website. I've got 2 actually, bodysoftware.co.uk. I say it's healthy information for the human body, and bodysoftwaresystem.com. So those 2 websites tell you more about this very powerful and important ingredient. And by the way, what I was going to say, in conjunction with our secondary product, CalClear, which is a whole other story. I won't get into that, but those three ingredients make an incredible improvement to your health, your wellness, your look, your feel. So I hope that you would find out more information and indeed try the product. You won't be disappointed and you will pass the skin enhancement challenge and probably many other things. Thank you.
Today, we're off on a quest. We're searching for the elixir of youth.
Always a popular topic.
But this time, it's not some mythical fountain, is it?
No.
We're going deep into Egglixir, a blend of 3 ingredients that's causing a real stir in the longevity and wellness world.
Yes, and a fascinating combination it is. Each ingredient has a really rich history. I mean, some date back centuries, but now they're being, well, re-examined, I suppose you'd say, through this modern scientific lens.
Exactly, and we're talking about hyaluronic acid,
Yes.
astaxanthin, and a rather mysterious young tissue extract. So where do we even begin to unravel this intriguing trio?
Well, our journey starts, believe it or not, in a remote Japanese village called Yuzurihara.
Right.
They often call it the Village of Long Life.
I've heard of it, yes.
This village has an astonishing number of healthy centenarians.
Really?
And researchers have been studying them for decades, trying to, well, understand their secrets, really.
Right, and I've heard of it. It's fascinating how their lifestyle seems to play such a significant role in their longevity.
It really does, yes. And their diet appears to be absolutely crucial.
Yeah.
Rich in local vegetables and starches, which are naturally abundant in hyaluronic acid, or HA.
Right.
And intriguingly, these villagers have remarkably smooth skin and a youthful appearance, despite their age.
Now, I'm naturally a bit skeptical. Can it really be just the diet?
Well, of course, it's more complex than that.
Yeah.
But HA really does play a vital role in maintaining that youthful vitality. You see, hyaluronic acid is naturally occurring in our bodies, and it's essential for keeping our skin hydrated and elastic. And it also helps lubricate our joints and plays a role in tissue repair.
So as we age and our natural HA levels decline, we start to see those telltale signs of aging, don't we? Wrinkles, stiff joints, dry skin.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that's where the Yuzurihara villagers' diet really comes in. Their HA-rich diet could be contributing to their youthful appearance and overall health.
It makes sense. Yeah, it does. So are you suggesting that we all adopt the Yuzurihara diet then to boost our HA levels?
Well, a healthy diet is always beneficial, of course.
Of course, yeah.
But the amount of HA you'd need to consume to make a significant difference, well, it's quite high. Fortunately, science has stepped in, hasn't it?
Right.
To provide alternative ways to boost those HA levels.
Right, like those HA serums and creams that I've seen everywhere.
Yes.
But do they actually work?
Well, topical applications of HA are popular for a reason. They can provide hydration and improve skin elasticity.
Yeah.
But there's also, well, growing excitement, I'd say, about HA's potential beyond skincare.
Oh, now this is where it gets interesting. Tell me more.
Well, HA is already being used in medical applications like eye surgery and arthritis treatment.
Okay.
And emerging research even suggests that it may play a role in cell regeneration.
Wow.
Which could have, well, far-reaching implications, couldn't it, for overall health and longevity.
Cell regeneration. Now that's something I want to hear more about.
It is exciting, yes. Still early days, but the research is, well, it is promising. And that's just one piece of the Egglixir puzzle, isn't it?
Right.
We have another powerful ingredient waiting in the wings, astaxanthin.
Right, the antioxidant powerhouse.
Yeah.
From what I've read, astaxanthin seems to be getting a lot of attention, doesn't it?
It does, yes.
For potential health benefits. Fill me in on the details.
Well, astaxanthin is a potent antioxidant found in algae and certain seafood. And let me tell you, the clinical studies on this ingredient are, well, they're quite remarkable.
Oh, right.
Improved skin elasticity, reduced wrinkles and age spots, and even potential benefits for brain health and muscle performance.
Hold on. Are you saying this one ingredient can do all that? It sounds almost too good to be true.
I know, it's quite impressive, but the evidence is mounting. Numerous clinical trials have shown astaxanthin's positive effects across a range of health areas.
Okay, you've piqued my curiosity. Give me some specifics about these studies. What kind of results are we talking about?
Well, for instance, one study found that taking just 4 milligrams of astaxanthin daily for 6 weeks significantly improved skin elasticity and firmness.
Really?
And reduced wrinkles in a group of women.
Interesting. So it's not just anecdotal evidence then, there's actual scientific backing.
Absolutely. And the benefits extend beyond skin health. Another study focused on eye health showed that astaxanthin improved eye fatigue. and vision, particularly for people who spend a lot of time looking at screens.
Right.
Which is most of us these days, wouldn't you say?
You're telling me. I could certainly use some help in that department. But what about more serious health concerns? Does astaxanthin have any impact there?
That's what's truly fascinating about it. Studies have shown promising results for cardiovascular health, specifically in improving blood lipid profiles and capillary circulation. And there's even emerging evidence suggesting it might enhance muscle performance and recovery, which is, well, great news for athletes or anyone looking to stay active as they age.
This is all starting to sound incredibly promising. But before we get too carried away, let's address the safety aspect. Is astaxanthin safe to take?
That's a crucial question, and the good news is that based on extensive clinical trials, astaxanthin has a very strong safety profile. It's generally considered safe for most people to take, even at relatively high doses.
That's reassuring to hear. So we have hyaluronic acid, which keeps things supple and hydrated, and astaxanthin, the powerful antioxidant, fighting damage at a cellular level, both with some impressive science backing them up. But now let's delve into the most intriguing and perhaps controversial ingredient in this mix, the young tissue extract. This is where things get a bit mysterious, wouldn't you say?
They do, yes. It involves a physician named Dr. John Davidson, who, back in the early 1900s, developed a rather unconventional cancer treatment using an extract derived from fertilized chicken eggs.
Fertilized chicken eggs. Now that's something I haven't heard before. Tell me more about Dr. Davidson and his theory.
Well, Dr. Davidson had a unique perspective on cancer. He believed it was essentially a dietary deficiency, a weakness in the body's natural defenses. So he focused on boosting his patients' immune systems through dietary changes and, crucially, this young tissue extract. He theorized that the extract contained vital nutrients and growth factors that could help the body fight off cancer cells. It was certainly unconventional for the time. And while we must, I suppose, approach historical medical claims with a healthy dose of skepticism, there are numerous anecdotal accounts of Dr. Davidson's patients experiencing, significant improvements, even in cases considered, terminal.
So are we talking miracle cures here or what?
Well, one story that's really quite compelling is that of Harry Leader,
Okay.
a Canadian member of Parliament. He was diagnosed with terminal bowel cancer, and after conventional treatments failed, he turned to Dr. Davidson and reportedly experienced a dramatic turnaround in his health.
That's quite remarkable. If he was having such success, though, why didn't Dr. Davidson's treatment become more widely accepted?
Well, despite the positive patient testimonials, he faced considerable skepticism and resistance, really, from the medical establishment. You see, his theories were considered unorthodox, and he struggled to secure funding for further research.
It's a shame when potentially groundbreaking work gets stifled due to lack of support. What happened to his research after he passed away?
His work was, I'm afraid, largely forgotten for decades. But here's where the story comes full circle. About 6 years ago, a Toronto-based company rediscovered Dr. Davidson's research and, began investigating further.
Right.
They even initiated studies at Dalhousie University to test the effectiveness of his young tissue extract on mice.
So Dr. Davidson's treatment, dismissed decades ago, is now being revisited by modern science.
Precisely. And the initial results, they were quite promising.
Yeah.
The studies on mice suggested that Dr. Davidson's extract could potentially act as a cancer vaccine. You see, stimulating the immune system to fight off cancer cells.
Hold on a minute, cancer vaccine. Can you explain what that means in this context?
Of course. In this sense, a cancer vaccine doesn't prevent cancer as a traditional vaccine might. Instead, it aims to, trigger the body's immune system to recognize and attack existing cancer cells. The idea is to essentially train the immune system to see cancer cells as foreign invaders and eliminate them.
Fascinating. So this extract could be helping the body fight cancer from within?
That's the theory, yes. And while much more research is needed, it's certainly an exciting avenue to explore, especially when you consider how this extract could potentially work in synergy with the other two powerful components of Egglixir, hyaluronic acid, and astaxanthin.
Now that you mention it, we've talked about each ingredient's potential benefits individually, but this is Egglixir we're discussing.
Yes.
What's the thinking behind combining these three specific ingredients?
Well, that's where the concept of synergy comes in. The idea is that these ingredients may work together to enhance each other's benefits, creating a more comprehensive approach to health and longevity.
Okay, let's break this synergy down then. How could these ingredients be working together?
Think of it this way. Hyaluronic acid works by hydrating and protecting tissues. creating an optimal environment for cellular function.
Right.
Astaxanthin, with its potent antioxidant properties, helps to protect cells from damage caused by free radicals, which are unstable molecules that can contribute to aging and disease.
Right, so they're both working on different levels, but with a shared goal of, well, promoting cellular health and vitality, I suppose.
Exactly. And then we introduce the young tissue extract into the equation. This extract, with its potential to boost the immune system, could further enhance the body's ability to repair and regenerate, essentially amplifying the benefits of HA and astaxanthin.
So it's like they're all working together to create a powerful internal environment that supports overall health and longevity.
Precisely. And while more research is needed to fully understand the synergistic effects of this specific combination, the potential is, well, it's certainly intriguing. The anecdotal evidence surrounding Egglixir is quite compelling.
So we have this blend of ingredients, each with its own unique mechanism of action, potentially working together to combat aging on multiple fronts. It's quite a compelling concept.
It is, isn't it? And it speaks to, I think, a growing trend in health and wellness, moving away from, isolated solutions, really, and embracing a more, I suppose, holistic and integrated approach.
Right, it's about addressing the interconnectedness of the body's systems and recognizing that true well-being comes from supporting the body as a whole.
Absolutely, and that's what makes Egglixir so fascinating. It's not just about targeting one specific aspect of aging. It's about, creating an environment within the body that supports overall health and resilience.
It's almost like we're shifting our perspective from fighting against aging to supporting the body's natural processes of renewal and repair.
That's a great way to put it. It's about recognizing the body's innate ability to heal and rejuvenate, and, giving it the tools it needs to thrive.
This is all incredibly exciting, but I have to bring us back down to earth for a moment. What about the research? Has there been any specific research done on this particular blend, on Egglixir as a whole?
That's a crucial question. And while each ingredient has been individually studied and shown to have benefits, research specifically on the Egglixir blend is still in its early stages. That being said, the anecdotal evidence, combined with the scientific understanding of each ingredient's mechanisms of action, paints a compelling picture.
Right. We have the pieces of the puzzle, but we're still putting them together.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of scientific exploration, isn't it? We're constantly learning, refining our understanding, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
It certainly makes you wonder what other discoveries are waiting to be unearthed, doesn't it?
It does indeed. But before we get too carried away with the possibilities, let's shift our focus to, I think, a crucial aspect of any discussion about longevity, the ethical implications.
Yeah, it's all well and good talking about, extending lifespan.
Yeah.
But what about the implications? Could we be opening a Pandora's box here?
It's a conversation we certainly need to be having. The prospect of, significantly extending human lifespans raises all sorts of questions. How would it impact our societies? Our resources, our very understanding of, life and death.
Exactly. I mean, we could be talking about a fundamental shift in how we structure our lives, our careers, even our relationships.
Indeed, imagine a world where people are living healthy, active lives well into their hundreds.
Right.
What would that mean for retirement?
Yeah.
Healthcare systems, the very fabric of our communities.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling to think about. On the one hand, the potential to live longer, healthier lives is, it's incredibly exciting, isn't it?
It is.
Think of the possibility, the experiences, the contributions people could make with an extra, few decades.
Absolutely. But on the other hand, there are valid concerns, aren't there? About overpopulation, resource allocation, the potential for, widening social inequalities, really, if access to life-extending technologies isn't equitable.
It's a complex issue with no easy answers.
Yeah.
It seems like we need to start addressing these questions now as a society.
Yeah.
To prepare for a future where longer lifespans might just become the norm.